sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Oh. Yes. So sixth test. What are village studies? Yesterday I gave very good discussion. Have you gone through the recorded video or live?
No, sir. I'll go through it today. Sundays are when I usually see the recorded videos.
Okay. So what are village studies? Mention some theoretical concepts about what you wrote.
Okay, sir.
Where is evaluated copy?
It is me, sir. I'll just send it.
Okay. Anshika, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Anshika.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. By the time you send me, Athina?
Yes, sir.
अंशिका आपका फोर्थ टेस्ट है
सर प्लीज पार्डन
फोर्थ टेस्ट है आपका ये आपका
सेकंड
भी आऊंगा
यस सर सेकंड एंड फोर्थ दिस वन इज फोर्थ
The question is about cognitive approach critical exams. The theories regarding origin of spoken languages. Biological evolution में आप diagrams draw कर सकते हो. You can draw the diagrams.
Sure, sir. I'll include that.
ये भी अच्छा है. I gave very strict evaluation, gave less marks. Huh? It was strict evaluation. Answer is correct.
Sure. Okay, sir.
मैं लास्ट क्लास में भी बोला था कि यू हैव टू टेक यू टू केस स्टडी ऑफ कोरादू बॉयज.
यस सर. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in 20 markers, while we have to write the limitations, how many points should be there?
4, 5. 4 should be there. You wrote only 2.
Okay, sir. And sir, while certain times we have to write assumptions also. So, how many should be written?
Assumptions 2 or 3.
Okay, sir. And sir, in questions where we have to write both positive and negative about anything, then more should be positive or negative?
More should be positive.
Okay, sir.
This one very limitations अच्छा लिखा था इसका.
Thank you, sir.
Field work. You have to give more works. Famous anthropologists and their subject है ना. You have to give more works. Why? Because the question directly asking about trace the genesis and development of field work in anthropological research. So more works you have to mention.
Okay, sir. I'll include it.
यहाँ पे देखो, when you want to develop a relationship between language and culture, the answer is Sapir-Whorf hypothesis.
Yes, sir.
You have to add Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. Remember that.
Yes,
Whenever there is a question between the relationship between the language and the culture, compulsory 1 point should be with respect to Sapir and Whorf hypothesis.
Okay, sir.
और कंटेंट लिखना चाहिए. आप क्या कर रहे हो मालूम? सी Anshika, you have to write more detail. You are just giving me one sentence information. Elaborate नहीं कर रहे हो.
Yes, sir. I'll elaborate from next time, sir. Okay, sir.
Kinetic. Development of anthropological concepts. Yes, pardon this. How many marks you got? 79. It was strict correction. That is the reason you got less marks, and you left to 220 marker. No, 220 marker
Yes, sir.
you left and 115 marker you left.
Yes, sir.
तो 55 मार्क्स अटेम्प्ट नहीं किया, इसका मतलब आपका 195 में 79 मिला.
Yes, sir.
सेकेंड टेस्ट.
Yes, sir.
कमेंट्स दिया हूं मैं. This is for introduction.
Okay, sir.
This content I gave, once read it and try to apply in the examination.
Okay, sir.
All you have to add. This all you have to add, ma.
Okay, sir. I'll add it.
See the question. Primitive economic organizations have several peculiar features relating to the production, consumption, distribution, exchange. Discuss above statements by providing examples. Illustrations means examples. Before that, it means 20 marker means you have to mention what are the principles involved in production, distribution, and exchange. These are the principles involved.
Oh, yes, sir.
The principles of primitive economy. Based upon this principle only, we divided into 3: distribution, production, and exchange.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Definition. This we can understand that. You didn't give me the definition how anthropologists define religion. So before that, you have to mention what is religion. Religion definition you have to mention.
Okay, sir.
कभी भी देखो अनुशिका, it might be tribe, it might be caste, it might be village, it might be religion. You have to give the definition. And that too for 20 marker means you have to give the definition.
Okay, sir. I'll keep it in mind.
This can be written better. Sacred and profane. ये सब ऐड करो हाँ.
Okay, so I'll add it.
What marks overall 80? इसका मतलब 1, 2, 3, 4, 60. Why you are not attempting all?
Sir, I'm trying to answer how much questions I'm able to answer in 3 hours, and so sir, gradually it has improved. This week I was able to answer 12 question out of 14. Earlier, this was a test where I attempted the least 10, and so gradually it's improving. Within 3 hours, I'm trying to do it.
Okay. Test 6 में कितना attempt किया था?
Sir, 12.
Very good. Out of 14, 12. Very good. Within 3 hours you are writing.
Yes, sir.
Very good. I appreciate it. Time management is very important.
And so I got 91 there.
Oh,
In that.
nice.
Okay. So
Improve.
yes, sir. It's improving.
I notice some students are writing more than 3 hours. Please don't do that. You have to maintain strictly time. How many hour you can write? You have to write only within the 3 hours, please. Very good, Anshika. कल का 7th, आज सुबह का 7th टेस्ट कैसा हुआ?
Sir, today actually there was some problem, so I could not get the printout, and so in the afternoon I got it, and in night I'll complete it.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
All the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
Shivaraman, are you there? Shiva.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm there. Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
My paper was not corrected, actually.
I will do it now. Have you gone through yesterday's discussion class?
No, sir. I missed it. I'll catch up with that later, sir.
Very good. You defined village studies. Very good. Why? Because the question is about what are village studies and theoretical concepts which are coming up. These are the theoretical concepts which came into existence, isn't it?
Mhm.
I gave very good answers in my yesterday's discussion class. Please go through it.
Yes, I was looking at the model answers also.
Example, you have to name the village name also.
Thanks.
Sidubay village, Shamirpet, Rampur, Mohana. Yes, this you mentioned. Ramkira. If you see my answer, I provided in post-independence India, anthropologists who studied Indian villages, administrators who studied Indian villages, economists who studied Indian villages. I divided into three and I provided it. But higher emphasis I provided on anthropologists, but passing reference I gave for anthropologists, administrators, and economists. Please, names and villages names I mentioned, what they studied also. यहाँ पे diagrams draw सकते हैं ना? You can draw the diagrams, no?
I tried drawing that with the arrows, sir, in Sripuram village.
Here.
No, sir, in the second page. Yeah, from northwest to this thing.
Please go through my discussion. Why? Because I gave some diagrams. It will be useful for you. This is based on the principle of social distance. Very good. This type of sentences will give value addition. Yeah. See, everyone notice this. See, the question is about interaction between Sanskritization and Westernization, not about Sanskritization, not about Westernization. Do they promote or oppose each other? Means whether Sanskritization is promoting Westernization, Westernization is promoting Sanskritization for the sake of social status. Why? Because there is social distance. Most of them wrote answer Sanskritization, Westernization, not that. Shivaraman wrote correctly. So please, everyone. Interaction is important.
So I have a doubt here.
Yes.
So instead of writing complete sentences, can we just mention phrases with keywords in them?
No. If it is a 20 marker, that is a big thing. What happened? One of my student is there. He had knowledge, but he used to give only phrases like rural cosmopolitanism, industrial nomadism. In bracket, we have to mention in one sentence what it is. Why? Because it gives two connotations, two ideas for the evaluator. Number one, he by-hearted it. Or number two, you are giving a scope to guess myself. So within one sentence, you have to keep a bracket and you have to elaborate it in one line or one sentence. It's not interesting type. See, the question is about the factors which are responsible for low literacy rate. For every factor which you mentioned, you have to substantiate with an example. Okay. See, if you don't substantiate, it's like in a vague sentences. Nomadic life among PVTGs and pastoralists. You have to mention like the Bakrawalas as they are nomadics, which school they will go for. For example, summer they will be living in plains and winter they will be living in hills, or winter they will be living on plains and summer they will be living on the hills. So for them, the ashrama schools will be useful. Maria tribes, not writing to come to the plain. Yes. Education is a luxury. It's not a basic need. Gassia tribal community, indifferent attitude from the teachers. Subjugation by non-tribes over generation to modern labor land alienation. Of pride over tribal culture. Yes. Correct committee. Yes, correct. You can also mention about Bill Tadvi, Payal Tadvi, a Bill MD doctor who committed suicide because of discrimination. What's the problem? Discuss the impact of land alienation on tribes of India, focusing on Central Indians. Everyone, Central Indian tribes. Where about the tribe, Central Indian tribe? A case study.
Yes, I had a doubt about that. So for each point, if you write the examples, it's consuming a lot of time. So at the end of the point, should we write 1 or 2 case studies, or case studies should be sprinkled all over the answers?
Here the question is, discuss the impact of land alienation on the tribes of India. Consequences you will write. First you will tell what is land alienation, what are the reasons for the land alienation, why, because 20 marker, consequences. Focusing on Central Indian tribe. Any one tribe you have to take and you have to substantiate it. Only one tribe. If you see the previous questions are like that only. Focus on Northeastern tribe, focus on Central, any one tribe and substantiate your statement. Critically examine the experience with different parts of India. Shiva, are you sure that it's a draft national policy on rehabilitation and resettlement?
Yes, actually, I hadn't prepared this topic, so I wrote a general answer for that.
No, this is wrong answer. No, there is national policy on resettlement and rehabilitation policy 2006 is there, which talks about go for minimal displacement. Number 2, if displacement is inevitable, then land for land is the best compensation. At the same time, when you give for land compensation, 50,000 rupees need to be provided for every hectare of land which you give for their development of the land. Number 4, there will be a state land acquisition officer and national monitoring committee. They will be checking whether resettlement and rehabilitation is happening properly or not. Number 1, next point. At the time of planning, at the time of strategizing the project itself, there should be a separate document for resettlement and rehabilitation. Number 7, compulsory a job need to be provided, but subject to, this is a criticism, but subject to availability of the job and suitability of the job. Then what the companies are doing, the companies are telling no availability of jobs, no suitability of the tribal communities. Please go through my notes in the channel NPRR unit number 6.3. I think you had misunderstood National Tribal Policy Draft.
Yes, sir. And is it still relevant, sir? It's a 2006 draft, right?
If we are following national policy for resettlement and rehabilitation policy is a policy, is a government directions. We have to follow.
Was it a draft policy?
Tribal policy, that is national tribal policy, not finalized. It is a draft. It is not relevant. It's not finalized, no. But one expected question is there. Why? Because till date we don't have any tribal policy. Finally, we got one policy, but still at a draft level only. From this also we can tell the apathy of the government. In 2006, they made a draft. 15 years happened. We didn't finalize it. One more thing I will tell you. For the apathy of the government, schedule areas, Schedule 5, which we fixed at the time of Constitution of India in 1950, the geographical boundaries, the geographical areas are same after 70 years of independence. We didn't change it. We are following the same. There will be addition, deletion, amendment will happen, but nothing happened. The same boundaries are there. Means government is not at all bothered about scheduled areas. Apathy of the government.
Example of Nilgiri Hills could be given here, right?
Nilgiri Hills you can give. Why? Because after JB movie, now Irular people are demanding for Schedule 5 area status in Tamil Nadu. And one more thing. West Bengal and Tamil Nadu, these are the two states which doesn't have Scheduled 5 areas, but
Tribal Advisory Council is there.
Provision of social impact. Social impact assessment is there. Your guess is correct. This is wrong. What are the issues? This one you can make by bar diagram, by pie chart. Very good sentence. The concept of Sanskritization is foundational to the study of caste and property. I gave one case study in your model answers, which is called as Chelaho Gaon Mein. You can go through it. Chelaho Gaon Mein is one community radio in the Palamu district of Jharkhand, mainly a tribal district. It is a community radio, which is helping them with respect to government schemes, awareness, laws, so that they are getting the information with respect to the outside world also. So a media which is helping the marginalized sections, community radio. See, one mistake happened, it will be rotating. One thing I will tell you, Shiva. So this is tribal India, only 5th and 6th unit. So you might repeated the examples. But once in one answer, if you had written one example, it should not be repeated. Okay? Here you can write NMS, Nature and Spirit Complex of Malay Tribal Community. Rajmahal is also a bird of gods. Very good. How to achieve. Achha, you divide it into phases, huh? Very good. Sometimes handwriting, some words, some words. Have you read 300 case studies which I gave you?
No, so actually I had a problem. Like I didn't know which case studies to pick and choose from. So I don't have time to go through the entire thing. So
I gave in 4 or 5 lines only. No, you will get a lot of examples, new examples.
yes, I'll look into it. Yes.
Okay. Okay, very good, Shiva. Submit your early answers also, which you didn't submit it. I will be doing the evaluation.
Thanks. Thank you.
Good day. I will be sending it.
Mhm.
I will be sending later.
Sir, and how would you suggest should we go about revision, sir, for the next 1 month?
You have to make a revision notes, words. For every unit, 1 page. Only words should be there. For example, tribal India is there. Land alienation. Land alienation, Debar Commission, Zaksa, what he told, 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Example, any one example for land alienation, several reasons are there. Industrialization is one reason, mining is one reason, irrigation is one reason. Irrigation, one example. Industrialization, one word, one word.
Mhm.
Okay, Shiva?
Sure.
Yes, Tarun? Jayastri? Athena?
Yes, sir. Sir, I did not get test 6 corrected copy. I sent you a test 5.
Okay. $88. Reduced marks?
Yes, yes.
See, listen, I will tell you. Philosophy behind Purusharthas means mainly the philosophy of Purushartha concept belongs to Hindu social system, Hinduism.
Yes.
Philosophy means what is the background. Philosophy means what is the principle. The word philosophy means which principle is responsible or which background is responsible for this. For Purusharthas. So the background is mainly in Hinduism, 2 targets will be there, 2 goals will be there. One will be the short-term goal, other will be the long-term goal. The long-term goal will be the moksha, and the short-term will be for long life, longer span of life. In order to reach these 2 goals, we unfolded in Hindu social system, which is called as Purusharthas. With that, you have to come to Purusharthas. Okay?
Okay, sir. So I have to include that in the introduction. I think I will like written that somewhere in the middle or towards the end. I guess.
Okay. See, one more question. These are the reasons for the establishment of youth dormitories. You wrote, no? Binary opposition. Politicization, downward mobility.
So how many lines can we take for writing case studies? Like
This
how
much
many?
is enough. This much is
That's-
correct.
Okay.
Hmm? Pushing capacity. Slowly, handwriting is getting.
Towards and it's getting illegible, right? I did improve a little bit in the sixth test, sir. I took some time and wrote. I changed the style, where I hold the pen and all. Like, in this slight improvement is there, I believe.
Diagram.
So when we draw diagram in that page, so I drew the diagram to one end and the remaining space I wrote words. That's okay. That's
yes.
Is that okay? Okay.
Very good improvement from first test. How many marks you got?
In this one, 88, sir.
Hey?
88.
How many you left? How many you attempted?
I don't remember exactly. This was the second last test, right? Like fifth test, I believe.
But improvement is there, Athena. I remember
Thank
your
you, sir.
first test. I remembered when compare with the first test, this test. Anyhow, handwriting for everyone it will be a problem at the end, but you have to careful. See.
Yes, sir.
Continue the same, please.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. J3. Tarun. Avishkar.
Yes, sir. Avishkar.
6. Your name is good, Avishkar.
Thank you, sir.
आविष्कार किया ना आपने? Dominant caste, intercaste relations, judgment system, sacred complex, yes. Avishkar, are you writing means?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Avishkar ji, you have to read this, na?
Yes, sir.
Circular pattern. Both follow him. Very good. You can draw a diagram here, huh?
Yes, sir. Actually, I think I have.
एक डायग्राम रहता ना, यूनिवर्सलाइजेशन वाला, पैराकलाइजेशन वाला, ऊपर नीचे.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. Properly divided. But you forgotten to give examples. Lack of infrastructure, lack of incentive. Children have to take care of their siblings. Examples देना पड़ेगा आपको. Yes, education
Okay,
is
sir.
for Gond. There is one example where the Gasya tribal population, their gods will get angry if they get modern education. Gond tribal population,
Yes.
they believe that if they get the modern education, their children will leave the tribal habitat and they will join the mainstream.
Okay.
Good presentation. आप मेरा क्लास में देख लीजिए, मैं वीकनेस बहुत दिया था.
Okay, sir.
Not write that name, no.
Okay, sir.
One not 6. I did very strict evaluation. Huh? This is the marks you got. 20 got 10.
Yeah.
Read more here. Avishkar, you have to read more. Some factual errors are there. These two you have to overcome.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Rishabh,
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
yes, yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, in this first question, if I start just from ND-Bitley statement and skip the census data.
No.
This
is correct. This is correct.
Okay.
See, facts are important.
Okay.
विलेज स्टडी के बारे में भी आपने लिखा है. You can also add this. My model answer I gave Anthropologists who did village studies, administrators who did village studies, economists who did village studies. Please add that names.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Very good. See, पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस इंडिया में विलेज स्टडीज ज्यादा सा हुआ था क्योंकि अमेरिकन एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट विजिटेड इंडिया, you know, formative phase, constructive phase started from 1938, where Americans came to India and they started doing village studies mainly after independence.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, if you write any case study, try to make like this box. It will show.
So do I need to elaborate more on changing patterns, or this is
Changing
enough?
patterns, you have to elaborate. 20 marker. Examples also you have to give. For example, earlier lake houses, and now individual type taps, so dispersed houses. But earlier only rivers or lakes were, mainly lakes were been there surrounded by the houses. So because this is now, like, you can write about the mission Bhagirath of Telangana state, which is successful, because of which now houses got dispersed, because every home have a tap now. Apartment culture.
Sure.
Yes, constitutional rights, new roads and highways, correct.
And sir, can I write that point also कि अभी जैसे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया वहाँ पे कंस्ट्रक्शन कर रही है बॉर्डर के आसपास, तो वहाँ पे वो लाइक लोगों को रीसेटल करवा रही है ताकि बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट अच्छा हो, तो
Yes, yes.
सिक्योरिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू मतलब.
Up to Sanskritization, here Westernization. Okay.
Sir, am I satisfied the demand of the question?
No. See, the demand of the question is interaction. I'm not asking about what is Sanskritization and Westernization, but still, why I accepted, because it is 20 marker. But major chunk of the answer should be interaction between the Sanskritization and Westernization. Okay, fine. If you're written about Sanskritization, okay. If you're written about Westernization, okay. But I also want the answer which is interaction between Sanskritization and Westernization, which is there in the model answer. And Sanskritization is promoting Westernization. Westernization is promoting Sanskritization. How? It is there in the model answer. This answer you have to improve.
Okay, sir.
I'm not happy with this answer.
Okay, sure, sir.
Very good. You can add right to education also. Why? Because under right to education of 2009, 25% of the seats need to be filled by the marginalized sections, which is not implemented properly.
Sure. Sir, I am writing one case study as a in box and other examples as just keywords, like
Good.
so. Otherwise, so that it could save my time. Sir, in this question, like it is asked that experiences from the different parts of the country. So I wrote like case studies from different different areas.
बराबर, मुझे याद है ये वाला आंसर. When I'm evaluating, I remembered this, correct? है ना, इसको डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा. सोशल इम्पैक्ट, पॉलिटिकल इम्पैक्ट, इकोनॉमिकल इम्पैक्ट.
Okay, sir.
Rajendra Sachar committee recommendations. Why? Because see the question, what are the issues and social arising out of being a religious minority? Discuss it. Keyword is discuss. So you have to mention about what are the steps of the government also.
So I mentioned it.
You have to accept it. Yes, they are marginalized. At the same time, what are the recommendations or the government efforts? मुझे ये ना क्या है ना, you have to improve one thing, Rishabh. See, if you, I'm going every time back to the question. How did the concept of Sanskritization contribute to its functionality? This, after writing about Sanskritization for 1.5 pages, I will accept it. You wrote very good about Sanskritization. But the demand of the question is Sanskritization contribute to its functionality. बोल के heading रखे. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points you have to mention. So these are the functionality of Sanskritization. Sanskritization से ये benefit है.
Okay, sir. अच्छा, benefits पूछा था यहाँ पे.
हाँ, functionality बोले तो benefit ही है ना.
Okay, sure.
Functionality बोलते उसका काम क्या है?
Okay, sir.
It became a general Sanskritization answer.
Yes, sir. सर ये चीज मैंने जो लिखी है ये ठीक लग रही है. ये मीडिया का जो मैंने फंक्शनलिज्म से लिखा है. लास्ट लाइन में.
This one.
या और कोई थ्योरी हो सकती है इससे कनेक्ट किया जा सकता है और बेटर तरीके से.
Very good. This you asked in my phone, no once?
Yeah.
The same thing, right?
Yeah, same thing. Almost you do this in almost every question of.
Say yes, Rishabh, say yes. This is correct. Very good also. No one wrote this. Keep it with you. Very good. Very good. Good points. Tribal India are good at.
So, ट्राइबल इंडिया में सबसे कम कॉन्फिडेंस है. सर बहुत जल्दी पॉइंट्स नहीं आते हैं ट्राइबल में, ऐसा थोड़ा सोचना पड़ता है ज़्यादा.
Very good introduction. See, introduction, you have to show your opinion. I appreciate this. That is the reason. Very good.
Sir, one thing also I want to ask, like in the questions like ethnicity or communalism or let's say caste. So here, can I relate structuralism here, like the binary opposition concept, we
Purity and pollution.
Purity and pollution, and communism में other religion, my religion.
Correct.
Then in like ethnicity में your ethnicity, state or and me, ऐसा करके.
Yes, sure. Good thing. I did very strict correction. I gave less marks. 105. I believe you will get more 55 marks extra. But this is okay. But or pado.
Yeah, sure.
All the best.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. Jayatri. Jayatri. आवाज नहीं आ रहा क्या जयश्री? Yesterday you came to the discussion class, I know. So please add those points, huh? Very good. Population department culture. Very good. See, interaction between Sanskritization. I say underline. Very nice. Jayatri, you are improving a lot. This is what I want. I want, at the demand of the question is interaction between the Sanskritization and Westernization. Sanskritization, Westernization. Yes. Good diagram. Central India type score was goals. How many marks you got? 119 means very good marks. I gave very strict marks this time. I want more examples. See, tribal India means examples. You wrote, I'm not denying that you didn't wrote, you had written it. Or though. See, contributing to functionality, yes. नेक्स्ट टाइम से पेंसिल यूज करो ड्रॉ करने के लिए. Overall good, Jayatri. Good. Continue the same. Mansi Singh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, man. आपका कुछ डाउट है क्या?
सर फीडबैक ही चाहिए था.
आपने नाम नहीं दिया ना पहले?
सर मैंने मैसेज आपको करा हुआ है.
क्लास के बाद, क्लास शुरू होने के बाद दिया है. 4:10 को दिया. कहाँ है आपका पीडीएफ?
सर पीडीएफ भी सेंड करना था क्या? मुझे आइडिया नहीं था.
Okay, no problem. I will very soon, another session we will have. Evaluated copies I am sending into the app. No, that one you send here, so that directly I can open it. It will be easy for me.
सर अभी भेज दूं क्या आपको?
ना भेज दो.
वेट.
नहीं तो मानसी.
Yes, sir.
Very soon we will have one session. You send me next for three papers. We will be doing the same. ठीक है? मिल गया. It is wait. I am opening it.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Test 6, 115. Very good marks. Very strictly I evaluated this paper. Very good. See, please read this.
Yes, sir.
Linear discourse. ये सब आपको ऐड करना पड़ेगा.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Jayshree also wrote in the same way. You have to mention interaction and you have to write the points. Yes. Add this. Very good, Mansi. I didn't take very nice. You're writing good. Continue the same.
Sir, how to improve
Within 3 hours you are writing,
sir, it take 3 or 15 minutes.
No, 3 hours means 3 hours only.
Okay, sir. This was my first full length test for Anthro.
Very good. Very good division. Examples are, yes, this is good thing. यहाँ पे आप you told that very high discrimination between converts and non-converts, no, orons. Yes, correct. Factual mistake, not Sharma, Mishra.
Okay. Ranganath Mishra.
Good words. Media. You have to, just a small thing, you add some factual information, like according to census, this is the literacy rate, this is the unemployment rate, some numbers you have to show so that the numbers will substantiate your analysis.
Okay, sir.
इसके पहले भी numbers नहीं डाला था land delineation के लिए. In my notes you can get it. Add survey report. Tribal annual survey. I'm trying to give summarize of annual survey within 1 week. You can use it.
Okay, sir.
Tribal annual report. Very good. Very good, Mansi. I didn't take it. Very good. You covered all points. I intentionally gave less marks. Why? Because evaluation was strict, but 115 means you will get 150 marks in UPSC. Continue this.
Thank you.
Continue
Yes.
this. All the best.
Sir, do I need to do something extra, like how to improve more marks in this exam?
See, tribal India mein compulsory facts are important. Numbers are important. Numbers nahi hai. Example se bilkul hai. Example se. Bas add some factual information. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome to Vishnu IAS Academy. We are excited to announce the launch of our new courses. Contact us for registrations and counseling. Hard work never fails. Keep learning.